the our first speaker is Jessi Kaur. Many of you know her. She is author of highly acclaimed children's books. She is editor of sickpoint.com. She has also produced the Royal Falcon musical. I have seen it, very, very, very impressive. The first ever Sikh musical of its kind. She has traveled extensively to deliver workshops and seminars at international conferences and Sikh youth camps. She has been an invited speaker at many places on Sikh tradition and culture in several interfaith and multicultural events, including Smithsonian and particularly Parliament of World Religions in Barcelona and Melbourne. She is presently working on a new book with the name Home of the Beloved. And this book is about the spiritual concepts from Shri Guru Granth Sahib. So Jessi should be here in a minute, and meantime I can also mention that there are two more talks after that. One is on Naam Simran subject, and the other one is on implementation of external message of Guru Granth Sahib. Now the subject for Jessi Kaur is very interesting. This is about the mysticism of the word ik with which the whole Gurbani starts right in the beginning of Shri Guru Granth Sahib. So let us hear that. That's a very deep and very interesting subject, and I welcome Jessi Kaur to come and talk about that. Thank you.
Do I have a mic? Yes. This is one. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, as always, thank you, Moji, for giving me this opportunity. Much to my juju that I don't want to do it this time. So really appreciate it because it gave me an opportunity to take some deep dives into Sri Guru Granth Sahib and really understand, or try is the operative word, to understand the mystical as well as the practical aspects of Mool Mantra. Now the authoritative scholars of Sikhi like Bhai Sahib Singh, Bhai Mani Singh, Bhai Veer Singh, they have all at different points said that the essence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib is found in Japji. And the message of Japji is distilled in the Mool Mantra. And over the years, as I have come closer to the Guru, I have realized for myself that the essence of Mool Mantra is Ek. Everything revolves around Ek. And so this was an opportunity for me to go deeper into the Guru's message and see if the premise that came to me had any validity. Is it truly all about it? And I realized that the symbolic imagery of Ik Omkar also says it all. From the one came the Pasara, and the way the Omkar is written too is about expansion. And then I saw that Bhai Gurdas said the same, that Guru Nanak placed Ik before Om and then made it vast and beyond, created a character of Om that was non-existent to show the expansion of the One. Like, yes, it is all the expansion of the One. And he took, Guru Nanak again, took the primal sound Om and made it Omkar. So what is Ekomkar? Yes, it is beautiful, it is rapturous, it's mystical, it's touching, it's moving, it's something we feel like singing, but it has profound meaning that should be lived. Yes, as Taneja was saying, it's a new paradigm, not a reform movement. It is a new paradigm, but a paradigm that's not just mere theory, that just doesn't have to be learned, theorized, debated. That's not enough. It has to be lived. And so I attempted to understand how the Mool Mantra all comes back to Ik, that every word in the Mool Mantra further defines Ik. Now Ik here is not a number, not a numeral Ik. Ik is metaphysics, Ik is philosophy, Ik is reality, Ik is the basic principle, the chief, from which everything and everyone emanates. Sahib mera eko hai. That's what this Ik is about one creator, about one world, about one reality, about one Jyot, about oneness of humanity in all its beautiful diversity. That's what this Ik stands for. Allah Noor Upaya. Awwal Allah Noor Upaya. Kudrat ke sab bande. Ek Noor te sab jatujya. Kaun pale ko mande. So it's about that light. But what does that mean to us? What does that mean that it was the same clay by which the Guru fashioned us? And before that, what is Omkar all about? Why did he invent this new word and create this new paradigm from the primal sound Om? Now Om, as I understood, has 3 letters in Sanskrit. It stands for O-A-M, Om. It's the creator, the nurturer, the nourisher. Guru Nanak attached the prefix and the suffix to further define it and encapsulated all those meanings in it. And these next few lines kind of describe Omkar. Omkar Brahma Utpat. The reality is created. It's what we call God. You know, God has become not a very good word right now. There are fights over gods, there are fights over religion. But Omkar Brahma Utpat, the creation. Omkar stands for the creation. Omkar Kiya Jin Chit. Omkar is the consciousness. Omkar Sal Jag Pai. The whole world was created with Omkar. Omkar Ved Nirmay. The wisdom Ved that contain the wisdom of the centuries. That is Omkar. Omkar Sabad Udre. We're the people of the world. So Shabad is Omkar. Omkar Gurmukh Tari. Omkar descends in us. We are the manifest creation. We are the humans, the ultimate creation of Omkar. Omkar Gurmukh Tari. Onam Akhar Suno Vichar. Now here is the key. Listen to it and reflect upon it. That what is this? What is this paradigm about? What does it mean when the Guru says Ik Omkar? And then he says Unnam Akhar Tribhavan Sar. We've heard that there are 3 worlds, the sky, the earth, and the nether worlds, Akash, Patal, and Dhanti. So these references, I think, are to the contextual vocabulary that existed. Omkar Eko Ravya. So here it is, Omkar defining Ek. Omkar Eko Ravya. Then Sat. Sat Naam. All right, let's just first quickly do, what does Ek Onkar together mean? Ik created the Onkar, Ekaste Hoyo Ananta. This is the tuk that best explained it to my mind. Ekaste Hoyo Ananta, Nanak Ekas Mai Samaiju. This just says it all. From the Ik came all of us, and the goal is to merge back into the Ik. So this, in essence, is the Sikh philosophy. Ekas te hoy ananta, from the one we came, and this beautiful world, these universes, or multiverses as they're called now, all came from one, and the end goal is Ekas Mai Samaiju. Sat. Now Sat further defines Ek too. And often Sat is interchanged with Sach. This is not the Sach as we understand it. I am truthful and what I'm saying is right and what you're saying is wrong. This is the Sach that never changes. Sat here means the never changing reality. And that only is Ik. Because rest, everything changes. The rest is perspective. But Ik doesn't change. Onkar is manifest, and Sat is that which defines Ik, which never changes, which is authentic, which is real, which was there yesterday, it's here today, and shall be there tomorrow. That truth, that is such. Naam. Naam is somebody's name, the way the noun or the proper noun or the pronoun in which we call them. But Naam in Gurbani has many meanings. Naam is Jap, Naam is Simran, Naam is Pyar, Naam is name, Naam is Hukam, Naam is Gun. Bhai Veer Singh has given at least 7 different meanings of Naam. But Naam is such, because Naam never changes. So I'm quickly going to get into what does it mean to us. But let's just understand these meanings. So Sat Naam. Sat Naam is Tera Ek Naam. That one name. Sab mein Sacha. Eko Soi. Tiska Kiya Sab Mein Choi. That is the Sat Naam. And we fight over what is our truth and what is your truth. These are the battles that we fight every day. Who's telling the truth? And then Karta Purak. Karta Purak is also Ik. We may have spurts of creativity because we are part of that light. But the essential Karta is Ek. Sajjan mera Ek hai, tu Karta Purak Sajjan. You are this one creator. So all the words in Ek Onkar or Mool Mantra go back and define Ik. They go back and further tell us what that Ik is about. And then that Ik, we go to the qualities of Nirbhavta and Nirvaita. None of us is Nirbhav. We may think we are fearless, but there's always a lurking fear there. Whatever that fear may manifest into, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of death, whatever that might be. But there is no one who is Nirbhav except one. So Nirbhav also defines one, as does Nirvair. You can only be Nirvair if you are Nirbhav. As long as you have fear, as long as anyone has fear, there is Vairya. Because fear is the one that creates the Brahm of separateness. So that too is only one. Right? Nirbhav, Nirvair is only one. Nirankar, Nirvair, avar nahi dusar ko. And Akal Murat Ajuni Sabhan. This too, there's different ways in creation, in which creation is made, right? There are sculptors, there are artists, there's underjared sutra, there's eggs and soil and all kinds of ways in which creation happens, womb. So, but there is only one Ajuni that defines Ek too, and there's only one Sabham, self-illumined. Now, what is the nature? So this is the Mool Mantra. Each word defining Ek. Now let's try and understand a little bit deeper what is the nature of this ek. We understand that it is manifested in Omkar. We understand that it is the eternal truth. We understand that it's the creator, the ultimate creator, the primal source of creation. We kind of get it that this is the only nirvana. But going deeper, this ek is very kind, is very compassionate, is very giving, is very caring. Because as the creative principle, it owns everything, it embraces everything. As Omkar, it is the source of everything. And so there is no bhinta, there is no other in this ek. So here are a few quotes from Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Mere gun avagun na bicharya. This ek doesn't worry about my bad qualities. Prabh apna birad samaya. This ek has a birad. Birad is nature. The qualities. What is my nature? Right? People will tell you, no, she's careless, she's absent-minded, she's forgetful. Or somebody may say some nice things. She's loving, whatever that might be. I have many folds in my nature. But the nature of this ek is that it doesn't get into good and evil. Because it embraces all. This ek looks after the creation. Pagat vachal tera birat rakhaya ji. Takes care, rakhda hai sab. Ek. This ek is kirpata. This ek is meherwan. This ek is a giver. Data hai. This ek is forgiving. This is the nature of it. And this is how it operates with Omkar. With compassion, with kindness, with a forgiving nature, with not looking at the negative and the positive, and forever giving, forever lighting up the creation. However, this ek is also kind of mischievous, playful. And in that play, let's skip to playful. This ek has created this world as a tamasha and watches it, is a part of it, but also watches it. Vaho vaho ka vada tamasha. Supantar sansar sab baji. The entire world it created as a game. Supantar sansar sab baji khel khilave go. And is watching this play. Now, all this goodness ek has created. And the last word of Ekokar of the Mool Mantra is, that you know it through Guru Prasad. It is through Guru Prasad that we are gathered here today. It is through Guru Prasad we have the opportunity of the time to delve deep into our Guru and try to understand and fathom some of its fathomlessness. Maula khel kare sabha. So it's created this game, this play. What is the purpose of this play that it has created? The end game of this game is Mil Pritam Sach Sama. That is the end game. The purpose of this game that Ek Omkar has created is that in the end, you win when you sum up in that ek. Right? All games have a purpose. Mil Pritam Sach Sama. That is the purpose of the game. And then we come to what are the disqualifiers. Here, read this on your own. Purpose is very beautifully defined in Suraj Kiran Mile. Normally this Shabad is read when somebody dies, right? At the Bhog ceremonies, a lot of people read Suraj Kiran Mile Jal Ka Jal Hua Raha. do we know Suraj Kiran mil gayi? How do we know that this person who has passed on is not going to come back? We're being very presumptuous. Suraj Kiran mile is the goal of life, of being Jeevan Mukt. Suraj Kiran mile jal ka jal ko aaram is the end game. Whether we win or not, we don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, and then it has made these disqualifiers. You know, when you're thrown out of the game, when you've lost it. And those disqualifiers also are there in Sri Granth Sahib. It says, Ekam Eke Aap Upaya. First, it created the creation and the Ajuni Sabham entity. I hesitate to call it God or he or she. So first created that entity. Then secondly, Dubida Duja create kita. Dubida, doubt, param, duality. Put them in the game as disqualifiers. Tribba the Maya, then created Maya. Now let's try and understand what these things are. There's a beautiful definition of Maya. A Maya, that is Maya, jit har visre. Anything that takes you out of the game of coming back to one is Maya. Anything. Anything that makes you forget the end purpose, all the distractions, all the loves, all the connections, all the fun and all the entertainment, which are there for you to rejoice. Because the Karta has created them for us to have fun. But if they make us forget the creator and the end of the game, which is to become one, then it's Maya. E Maya jit har visre moh upje. Now who doesn't have moh? All of us have attachments to our kids, to our grandkids, to our wealth, to our businesses, to our success. So he's put moh there. Wow, can we ever win this game? Moh Maya upje bhau duja laya. And then all this duality, this emotional attachment, all this thing that wells up. And yet, having created all this, it tells us, you have to become Suraj Kiran mile, you have to become one with me. And the other thing that it did was, it's not that this Maya or this Bhau or this Dubida was given selectively. It wasn't. It's given to everyone, equal opportunity. Ghata Ghata Mansa Dubida Lagi, everywhere, to everyone. In every heart, in every heartbeat. So, alright, so now we know that these are the disqualifiers, or these are the pitfalls, or these are the things we have to be watchful for. But you know, they have layers and layers. And the overarching one is ego. And then there is Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. They are all part of the Duja, the Dubida, the Bharam, the Maya. So the Guru tells us, Ya Jug mein eke ko aaya. You came into this world. You came into this world because of A and to come back to A. Janmat moyo muhni maya. From the time you are born, you are playing with all this. I mean, look at the Creator, how playful, how mischievous, how clever. Sends us here saying that you are part of me. Sends us here saying that, hey, remember you have to come back to me. But then creates all these pitfalls for us and then watches. You lost it again. Look what you did. Right? So it is the referee. It is the creator of the game. It is looking out for us very kindly, giving us all the gifts, challenging us, preserving us, looking after us, and all the while, through the Guru's wisdom, telling us what is right and wrong, so that we win this game in the end. So now, in all of this, let's come back to one and see what does it mean? What do all these things mean in our life? How do we even understand one? How do we play this game where one is the primary, the principal, and not become disqualified because of Dubhida or Maya or ego or whatever it might be. So first off, we need to understand that one transcends religion. One doesn't belong to six alone. No one, no faith, no religion has monopoly over God or creator or one. It is one for everyone. So that's the number one thing. As we enter this game, we need to understand that it transcends religion. It transcends class, creed, gender orientation. The message of it is free. It frees all. If we truly embrace it, we will be free. We will be free of prejudices, biases, Dubhida for sure. Because the minute we forget that it is all-encompassing and relates to everyone who is interconnected, interdependent, and that is the consciousness in which we need to live, we are disqualified. We go off track. So where do we experience this oneness? Where do we start? First of all, the experience of it, the meaning of it, the reflection of it has to begin in oneself. Understand that this body, this mind, has to be connected. The mind, body, and spirit have to be one. If any cell in the body goes rogue, what do we get? Cancer. Ultimate disqualified. End of the game. So the mind, body, spirit, and all our thoughts have to be aligned and in harmony. If we are living, there will be harmony if we are living by the principle of it. It has to operate in our family. No favorites, no good or bad. Discernment, but not judgment. Love, but not attachment. Kindness, but no expectation. It's a tough game, very, very tough game. It has to be in our communities. It's easy to somewhat do it in the family. Because there the oneness is a bit more visible. My flesh and blood, my kith and kin, my bachas. There the ego is a little subservient. But the minute you get into the communities, the neighbors, the larger community, the nation, the world, the Dubhida comes in. The you and me, the them and us. And then the planet. Because the Creator created the whole universe and this beautiful earth. Are we living in harmony, in oneness with it? How are we treating the air, the water? Are we keeping it clear and pure or polluting it? What are we doing to our oceans? What are we doing to Mother Earth? Because understand this, if that principle of oneness, that relationship of compassion and kindness and being giving is not given to any entity, and you treat it like an other, then the harmony is broken, and then the chain reaction or action and reaction will start. So if we are having the climate change, which many refuse to believe is happening, if our environment is sucking today, it's because we've done it. We've done it to earth, to the air. And guess what it does to us then? What we have done to it? If we have polluted our air, water, earth, relationships, anything, they become toxic to us. They become poisonous to us. So whenever we deviate from the principle of oneness, of reverence, of respect, of caring to anyone or anything, we are the ones who are going to suffer. Whatever the reason is, whether it's unconsciously, mindlessly, political orientation, whatever that may be, it comes back to haunt us. And what has Maya and Dubida created for us? What is happening to our country today? They're so divided, divisiveness. Whereas it creates unity, Dubida naturally, common sense, logically creates divisiveness. That's what we are seeing today. White against black, rich against poor, men against women, Republicans against Democrats, on and on, right? We're seeing it play out in its ugliest form. And then we look back and we say, you know what? This ugliness has always been there. I'm reading Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers thing, biography. And my goodness, if we think the politics sucks today, it was equally bad then. And as someone said earlier, that even in the Guru's time, all these wars were going on. Because we have not learned to live by the principle and the qualities of one. As long as we do that, we're not going to have any peace. As long as we do that, the overarch of ego will turn our narratives into stories of pain and suffering. Whether it's calm that comes up, or growth, or low, or whatever, our prejudices, our biases, they'll all turn violent on us. Because we've embraced the disqualifiers. And the Karta watches the game and waits for us to listen to the Guru's wisdom and mend our ways. How do we win? That's the question. Gurbani tells us, all of Sri Guru Granth Sahib is about how do we win. How do we win this game? How does Suraj Kiran Mile, Jal Ka Jalwa Raam happen? First and foremost, understanding that one means respect and reverence for all. Respect and reverence for all. Nako bari nahi bedama. For everything that surrounds us, everything we love and everything we don't love. That reverence has to be there. The way we farm our food, the way we get rid of our garbage, reverence for that too. How are we getting rid? Are we dumping plastic everywhere in our oceans? Just think. If you start thinking of the principle of one and where all we are losing the game. The Guru says, Kaho Nanak bin apa chine mite na param ki kai. Self-reflection. Knowing where I'm going wrong. So respect, we start with respect and reverence for all. Even the cockroach has its purpose. The cockroach that we want to stamp and kill actually gets rid of a lot of harmful creepy crawlies outside our premises. Outreach is another way to do. Outreach is activism. Guru Nanak and the rest of the Gurus were activists. They were not pacifists. They were not watching the world and just letting it be. They were out there to make a difference. Another, to share. This is one of our 3 golden principles. One ke chapna. Our food, our time, our compassion, whatever we can give. Clothes, shoes, whatever. Education, the number 1, Vidyadhan. Collaborative initiatives is another. Whether it's through NGOs or going out and doing it ourselves or through content creation, as Ravindraji was talking about, that influences children and takes care of their education. However we do it, but collaborative initiatives, not competitive initiatives. And then ultimately Guru Prasad. When we all say, Chado Guru di Marzi, well, Guru Prasad, I think, is always there. Because Guru is Meherban. Sahib Mera Meherban. Sagar Ji ko deta. But the awareness has to rise. The consciousness has to rise. And then you will realize, or we will realize, that everything is about Guru Prasad. That we are alive and functioning. And here in this Sangat is Guru Prasad. And lastly, I know my time's up. What will the world look like when this happens? There will be authenticity, integrity, harmony, peace within. If there is no peace within, there is no peace in the world. And the change has to begin within us. The journey, the gain, has to begin with each of us. No one else can win it for us. Yes, collaboration is good. Yes, support is good. Sangat is good. But it has to be us. Otherwise, the Guru says, Trishna, Maya, Mohini, Sut Bandhab Karnar, Tan Joban Jag Thagya, will be plundered. Jag Thagya, Love, Lobh, Ankar, greed, attachment, pride, Moh, Tabali, Hong, Mui. This is how I'll die. Plunder, I'll die. Bereft, I'll die. I'll go. Forget about Suraj Kiran Mile, no matter how much you sing it at that point. This is the stage of the entire world if the principle, the essence, the meaning of it is not here. So let's take it from that beautiful mystical reality to our beings, to ourselves, where it transforms us and makes us and this world a better place. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji.
Thank you very much for an excellent, beautiful explanation of this mystic word. There are, I think, any other questions we have? Okay. Okay, the question number one is that why Guru's message did not penetrate all humanity?
We've kept it under wraps, literally and figuratively. We don't share it. It's our responsibility. Simple answer. We don't live it, we don't share it. We like to listen to it, but that's where it is. Whereas the Guru says, become that message, live that message, share that message. We haven't done that.
Okay, next question is, in this game, how does one keep balance on a daily basis in the efforts to stay on track? For instance, how to minimize attachment to so-called Maya?
It's a wonderful question.
The boundaries to this game.
You know, our moral compass, at least for me, my moral compass is Sri Guru Granth Sahib. And when you truly establish that relationship with the Guru, morning and evening, go to the Guru for guidance, believe that this is a living Guru. This is a Guru that is antarjami, that knows your innermost thoughts and your struggles. You will get your guidance. If you have done something wrong, you will know. You will be told. If you need support, you will be given that support. If you have earned, the Guru will charkao. And Gurbani says, Guru chirke te pyara lagta hai. Because wo nikit hai. Nikati hoi dikhaya. So close. So we can go, it would be so wonderful, perhaps, if there was a wise person that you went to and they gave you all the answers. But Sikhi took us away from the personality. Because the personality is always fallible. As humans, we falter. But the Shabad Guru is infallible. And what is amazing in Sri Guru Granth Sahib is that they didn't restrict the Shabad or the Bani to Sikhs. It's for anyone, any enlightened one. So develop that relationship. Go to the Guru for guidance. Do it every day. And try to imbibe it and follow. Ask for forgiveness when you realize that you are wrong. Ask for forgiveness from yourself, from the person you may have wronged, from the Guru. And then don't go back into that groove again. The Guru very much is there. Gurbani is the Jagme channel. It's the beacon. So that's my answer.
And the last question. Can you have ik without a spouse all your life? I think
If you're not married? Are you a soul if you're not married? You know, the beauty about Gurbani is that it is addressed to the soul. So when people ask questions like, well, what about gays? What about this? What about that? Do they have a soul? Is there a different message for them? It's a message of ik. Yes, Sangat is beautiful. Ek sikh do saath sab. So to have a spouse who supports you in your endeavors and frees you to live your life and journey with your support, but not criticism, not changing you, but loving you and encouraging you to become the best that you are. Perhaps through example. Nobody likes to be told they are wrong. But that awareness needs to come from within. And that's the purpose of marriage. To be on that spiritual journey together. And that's why the Lama have been adapted as a ceremonial thing. But that also starts with the Bali Lam is all about living according to Dharma, righteousness. And after that comes the Chow and the Nirbhauta and the Anand and all of that. So yes, while it's beautiful to have a companion on this journey, a supportive, encouraging companion who's also one with the wisdom of one, that's absolute joy. But if that's not there, then befriend the Vani. Because the Vani always says over and over again that your true spouse is it. And you're all trying to enchant that spouse. I don't know if that answer is acceptable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye, Jessi Kaur. Bye, Jessi.